The creator collective known as the Hype House is one of the most famous TikTok groups on the planet, with existing and former members who have dominated the popularity game in recent years. However, with great fame comes plenty of scandalous issues, and in more recent times, members of Hype House have gotten into more issues than they can chew. Add that to the fact that a new reality TV show on Netflix based on the collective has irked more subscribers than usual, with viewers threatening to cancel their subscription because of it. In this video, we're taking a look at the TikTok house that got canceled already. Before we jump into it, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future updates. After launching in 2016, the video sharing app TikTok rapidly gained popularity all over the world, which also saw the rise of new social media stars who shared content on the platform. In time, many of these new rising stars saw the advantage of collaborating with each other, creating content that could promote each other's channels and raise their personal brands. This was how collectives such as Hype House began dominating the social media sphere, not only from their individual members whose fame were also rapidly on the rise, but from the group's affiliate branding, which saw plenty of exposure due to their close association. The Hype House Collective was formed in December 2019 by 17-year-old TikTok star Lil Huddy and 21-year-old YouTuber star Thomas Petrou. It was originally named House of Olympus, but settled on the name Hype House instead. The Content Creator Collective isn't just a group, it's also a physical location, or more specifically, a mansion in Los Angeles, where members can create content for themselves and for each other. Aside from Huddy and Petrou, members of the collective include Mia Hayward, Alex Warren, Cover Annan, Jack Wright, Sienna Mae Gomez, Chase Hudson, Connor Yates, Vinny Hacker, and a few more. Former popular members of the group include the most popular people on TikTok, such as Charli D'Amelio, Dixie D'Amelio, and Addison Rae. Each of these individuals have millions of followers, which is also reflected in the different social media platforms for Hype House. Hype House itself has close to 20 million followers on TikTok. Another popular former member was Daisy Keech, who caused quite the drama when she posted a video on YouTube slamming Lil Huddy and Thomas Petrou for giving her no credit in her co-founding role of the collective. According to Keech, she spent more than $10,000 to secure the actual house itself, and it was part of the early creative process, but has since been written out of the group's story entirely. The influencer eventually ditched the famous TikTok crib and filed a lawsuit against Lil Huddy and Petrou. This somehow opened a can of worms for the hyped-up Hype House, with the issue leading the way of the D'Amelio sisters' departure from the group, as their representatives told media outlets. Quote, "When the Hype House started to become more of a business, Charli and Dixie stepped away from that aspect." End quote. Of course, we can't deny that when you place unimaginably famous and young stars in the same house, there's bound to be plenty of controversy sprouting along, especially when they all got together for the sake of creating content. Like, has anyone ever seen an episode of Big Brother? From Charli and Chase dating, then splitting up, to rising rumors about cheating and even death threats being thrown around, it seems that every day is an exciting one at the Hype House. With all the controversy and popularity, it was bound to become a TV show at some point, which is exactly what happened. In late April 2021, Netflix announced that they would be airing and producing a reality series focused on the controversial and headline-grabbing collective. Immediately, this decision caused quite an uproar from subscribers, with the outrage being placed on the fact that a Hype House reality show is being considered by many as a dangerous step into trash for the streaming giant. Many people believe that the members of the Hype House don't need or even deserve a bigger platform to achieve more fame, especially with the numerous controversies that group has become notorious for. Some people raised the issue for 20-year-old former Hype House member Tony Lopez, who was accused of sending sexually explicit photos and messages to an underage girl, and was later sued by 2 teenage girls for sexual battery and emotional distress. Chase Hudson and Thomas Petrou were also included in the accusation for negligence. Other members also drew flack during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic in LA, when they held a maskless birthday party in July for Larry Merritt, despite local health laws and the fact that LA had just overtaken New York as the country's newest hotspot at the time. Despite all these issues, Netflix announced that it had officially picked up the series, which would document the TikTok collective's drama-filled lives through juicy confessionals and glimpses into their day-to-day antics. It didn't take long for people to start criticizing Netflix's decision to give these controversial stars even more attention, with waves of comments on social media expressing their discontent towards Netflix. There's even been a petition on change.org that got started, petitioning to stop Netflix from featuring the show on the streaming platform. The petition raised the fact that more wanted good shows, such as Sense8, The Society, and The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina have been canceled on Netflix, and that a reality show for the Hype House is something no one asked for and no one wants. The petition has since received over 50,000 signatures expressing their discontent. Netflix subscribers are so outraged at the prospect of this reality show that many have been canceling their own Netflix account over it. Many subscribers question Netflix's incredibly flawed renewal system, which have dropped shows that have garnered critical acclaim from critics and fans, while renewing more disappointing shows such as Emily in Paris, which has a 63% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, has been largely criticized for its lack of depth and its portrayal of Parisian culture, with the show widely considered a flop but drew big streaming numbers which led to a renewal for its new season. There's a big fact that the streaming giant makes billions of dollars from all its subscribers. Subscribers who want and deserve quality shows, but instead, Netflix often decides to place its money into projects that no one was asking for, like The Hype House. Netflix cancels shows that are undisputedly better than many other options, which star top-caliber actors who deserve more of the spotlight than social media influencers, who more often than not aren't really the best shining examples of the growing youth culture. Many consider this Netflix show signing to be continuing the same trash television that the majority actually despise, despite the often ramped-up ratings. Despite all the issues and controversy, and the fact that the Hype House is arguably just a shadow of its not-so-long-ago former self, the show's news in itself isn't being met with much enthusiasm. Of course, in the digression of today's TV culture, Hype House isn't the only social media group with its own show. Fellow creator collective The Sway House airs its own show on Instagram, while the famous D'Amelio family is also slated to have a reality show airing exclusively on Hulu within the year. While it's highly unlikely that Netflix would backtrack on its decision and outright cancel the show even before it airs to respond to the backlash, it's already touted to receive less than favorable reviews. But we can only look forward to the release date and more news as to the actual airing of the show. And that sums up the video for today. What are your thoughts? Use that little box called the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.